What's up, guys? Today I'm going to do an updated Blu-ray slash 4K collection. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, but I decided to update you guys on the current state of my collection. I'm currently going through the transition from Blu-ray to 4Ks, and a lot of my Blu-rays I've traded out for 4Ks. So, without further ado, let's start off with 10 Things I Hate About You. Pretty solid rom-com from what I remember. It's been a few years since I've seen this. I'm just gonna kind of speed through these, maybe give it a sentence max. 12 Angry Men. I finally saw 12 Angry Men, and it was fantastic. Some of the best pacing I have seen in a movie ever. 12 Angry Men. Highly, highly recommend. I'll keep it more condensed than that. 42, starring the late Chadwick Boseman. Such an emotionally powerful movie. So sad that we lost Chadwick Boseman. 50-50. I'm just gonna kind of speed through these. 300. 500 Days of Summer. 1917. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Just did a video essay on this. Check it out. Just did a video. The classic Zucker Brothers film Airplane. One of my favorite comedies ever. Is it Acura or is it Akira? I don't know. I'm not really a big anime fan, but I really, really like Akira. So, the Alfred Hitchcock Collection. This mammoth comes with like 30 movies, I believe, and I've barely even scratched the surface. Maybe watched like 5 of these. One of these days, I gotta like do an Alfred Hitchcock binge. The Alien Anthology. I only really care about 2 of the movies in this set. Aladdin. American Graffiti. Excellent early George Lucas movie. Kind of wonder what Lucas's filmography would have looked like if he never, or if he never made Star Wars, or if Star Wars was just kind of like not as successful as it was, and he just kept making movies like American Graffiti. Just something I wonder, I guess. American Psycho. American Pie Collection. Anchorman. Anchorman 2. Annihilation. Still have yet to watch this, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. Apocalypse Now. Gotta pick up the new 4K of it. Aquaman. Avatar. Don't have Way of Water yet, but I'll get to it eventually. Avengers. Avengers Age of Ultron. Avengers Infinity War. And Avengers Endgame. And the Back to the Future trilogy. Back to the Future 1 is like one of my all-time favorites. It's in my Letterboxd top 4 for a reason. The emotionally devastating film Bambi. I bet a lot of you have a lot of emotional scars from this movie. God, more disturbing than Requiem for a Dream. I'm just joking. Barbie. Barry Lyndon. Still have yet to watch it. I think this is like the only Stanley Kubrick movie I've just never gotten around to. One of these days, though. One of these days. Batman 66. The Batman quadrilogy. The Burton films and the Schumacher movies. Batman Mask of the Phantasm in this beautiful 4K. The Dark Knight trilogy on Blu-ray. Hopefully, I'm really itching to get the 4K of this set. Okay. Batman vs. Superman. The Batman. Beavis and Butthead Do America. I really liked the Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. I don't know if it has a physical release, though, which is a shame if it doesn't. Beauty and the Beast. The original animated one, of course. Being John Malkovich. Bicycle Thieves. Big Hero 6. Big Trouble in Little China. Oh, yes. The Before trilogy. One of these days, I gotta do, like, a video essay on this trilogy, or just do 3 video essays. Before Sunrise was in my Letterboxd top 4 for a while. Just some of my all-time favorite movies. It might be my all-time favorite movie trilogy. Depends on what mood I'm in. The Bill and Ted's trilogy. Birdman. Birds of Prey. Black Panther. Come on. Black Panther 2, or Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Shame that we lost Chadwick Boseman. Black Swan. The criminally underrated movie Blade. And Blade 2. I don't know Blade 3. I've heard almost nothing but negative things about Blade 3. But Blade Runner in 4K. One of my all-time favorites. One of these days, I'm gonna do a video essay on Blade Runner. Such a great movie. And arguably just as good, Blade Runner 2049. It's so rare to see a modern sequel, like a almost legacy sequel, be as good, if not better, than the original. Blazing Saddles. Blue Beetle, I haven't really watched this yet, but I got it pretty cheap on Whatnot. The Blues Brothers in this beautiful steelbook. The Blob. Bit of a guilty pleasure, but I like this movie. The early Sean Connery James Bond movies. Living Daylights, Timothy Dalton, criminally underrated James Bond. A License to Kill, and the other Timothy Dalton Bond movie. GoldenEye. Casino Royale. Skyfall. And No Time to Die. Boogie Nights. The Bourne Identity. The Bourne Supremacy. And The Bourne Ultimatum. Bit of a pet peeve of mine, but I picked up these 2 beautiful steelbooks for Ultimatum and Supremacy, but could only find the first one, The Bourne Identity, on the standard Blu-ray. So one of these days I'll pick up the steelbook and to complete this collection, because these are just absolutely beautiful steelbooks. Boyhood. Braveheart. Breakfast Club. The Bruce Lee Collection. Buffalo 66, a great movie made by a pretty disgusting human being, but Buffalo 66. I'm a little biased since I live near the area. Bullet. Steve McQueen. Got that at Goodwill for, like, dirt cheap. Goodwill is an excellent place to pick up used Blu-rays and DVDs. Captain America: The First Avenger. Captain America: Winter Soldier. And Captain America: Civil War. Casablanca. A Charlie Brown Christmas. Okay. It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Peanuts movie. Citizen Kane, the Criterion. It's still sealed. Never gotten around to opening it. Clear and Present Danger. Clue. Clockwork Orange. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Crazy Stupid Love. Creed. Creed 2. Creed 3 in 4K. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Such a badass movie. Conjuring. Con Air. Bit of a guilty pleasure. Everything by Nicolas Cage is a bit of a guilty pleasure for me. Most of every adaptation is actually, like, really good. Collateral. Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Darkman, Sam Raimi. Love Sam Raimi. Days of Thunder. And Dazed and Confused. First Deadpool movie in 4K. So I had the Blu-ray with the slipcover, but I bought the 4K off of Whatnot, and it did not come with the slipcover, so I just literally have the Blu-ray slipcover over the 4K. And this is a really, really nice slipcover. It's, like, textured and everything. Deadpool 2, hope to get this on 4K. So excited for Deadpool and Wolverine. The Departed. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules. Die Hard in this beautiful slipcover. When I get Die Hard on 4K, I am keeping this slipcover. The Disaster Artist. Had the absolute pleasure of meeting Tommy Wiseau. You'll see something very cool later on in this. You probably already know what it is since I brought it up in my physical media collection video. Dirty Harry collection, and it comes with Magnum Force. I haven't actually seen it, but I've seen Dirty Harry, though. I haven't seen Magnum Force. Django Unchained. Dodgeball. Don John. Doctor Sleep. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And of course, Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. I gotta do a video on that one of these days, since I'm doing, like, all Stanley Kubrick's filmography. Well, most of his filmography. Bela Lugosi's Dracula. Bram Stoker's Dracula, the Keanu Reeves one from the 90s, and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Dragon Ball Z Season 1, I've never gotten into this show, but I have the first season on Blu-ray. Drunken Master 2, the Drive. The David Lynch Dune. Dune Part 1. Dunkirk. E.T. Empire Records. The Exorcist in 4K. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Evil Dead. Army of Darkness. Eyes Wide Shut. Love this movie. First Blood. First Strike, Jackie Chan. Forbidden Planet with Leslie Nielsen. Haven't gotten around to this. I can't imagine Leslie Nielsen taking on a serious role, but this looks pretty campy anyways. Forgetting Marshall Erickson or Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I like calling it Forgetting Marshall Erickson because How I Met Your Mother and Jason Segel. Forrest Gump. Frankenstein, Boris Karloff. Full Metal Jacket. Okay. Easy A. And Elf. Get Smart. Get Out. Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Don't have Ghostbusters 2 for some reason. Ghost Dog. The Way of the Samurai. Ghost in the Shell. Gladiator. Godfather. Godfather 2. Godzilla vs. Kong. I really should have more Godzilla movies. Gone Girl. Goodfellas. This absolutely destroyed copy of Good Will Hunting. I don't think the camera can pick up how it's like cracked and stuff. Like I open it up and it's just like, ugh. I don't think the camera can pick that up though. It's just terrible, terrible shape. The Goonies. The Graduate. I should have the Criterion. Grand Budapest Hotel, another movie I should have the Criterion of, but I picked it up for dirt cheap. The Green Knight. Groundhog Day. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And a pretty recent pickup, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Wait, Fantastic Mr. Fox. Face Off and Snake Eyes. Nicolas Cage double feature. Fargo. And Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I should have another film I should have the Criterion of. And I nearly forgot. The Agnes Varda collection. I could not fit this on my shelf, so I have it on top of my shelf. This is a DVD collection. This is like a History Channel, like all the presidents and stuff. I got this from my late grandfather. Gotta have it up there because the Stranger Things Blu-ray set and a bunch of Genesis games. I should probably list them off. Okay. These are all like oh yeah, I'll list them off. Sonic 2, NBA Jam, Altered Beast, and Taz Escape from Earth. And then these like are all loose cartridges that I hope to one day get the actual cases of. And this is a VHS tape of the Queensryche album Operation Mindcrime. It's like a bunch of music videos. I haven't actually watched it, but this is one of my all-time favorite albums, and I just thought it would look cool up here. Alright. I guess I can. Shinobi 3, one of my all-time favorites. Super Thunderblade, Toy Story on the Genesis, X-Men 2 Clone Wars, not to be confused with like Star Wars, Sonic 3. These aren't in alphabetical order, as you can see. Desert Demolition, The Lion King, the terrible Genesis version of Batman Returns, Vector Man 2, and Aladdin. A bootleg of Contra Hard Corps. This game is hard as balls. The Genesis 6-pack, which includes Sonic the Hedgehog, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Revenge of Shinobi, Columns, and Super Hang-On. Space Harrier 2, and Sonic and Knuckles. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Friday. Hacksaw Ridge. The Hangover. Halloween, I really want to pick up the 4K of the original Halloween. This also comes with Halloween 2018, the original Halloween 2, and Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. It's been a hard day's night, but I've been working like a dog. It's my terrible Beatles impression. I apologize for that. He's got a little scrambled and out of order. Alright. Hateful Eight. I think I'm just gonna put all this back on my shelf, just making my life a little easy. Heat. Hereditary. Heavy Metal. Hellboy. And Home Alone. So yeah, that is the first third of my shelf. I'm just gonna put all these back up and get right back to you. Home Alone 2. Hook. How to Train Your Dragon. Hugo. The original Ang Lee Hulk. The Edward Norton Incredible Hulk. The Hustler. The Hunt for Red October. The lighting isn't getting that one very good. Inception. The Indiana Jones collection on Blu-ray. And Temple of Doom on 4K. This is a very recent pickup of mine. Picked this up on Whatnot. Hope to get Raiders and Last Crusade on 4K to complete the collection. Those other two don't exist. Inglourious Bastards. Inside Out. Interstellar. Love to get that on 4K. The Invisible Man. It, Chapter 1. I don't have Chapter 2. It's a Man-Mad World. It's a Wonderful Life. It's Iron Man. No, it's just Iron Man. It's my attempted humor. Iron Man 2. Iron Man 3. Jackass 3D. For some reason, they do not have the first two Jackass movies on Blu-ray. Those were, after all, recorded on like home video cameras, so I don't really see why they would upgrade them to Blu-ray, but it would be cool if they did. Jackass Forever. Jackie Brown. Jaws. Gonna hopefully pick up the 4K of that pretty soon. Dumb and Dumber and The Mask. Filed that one under Jim Carrey. John Wick on 4K. John Wick 2. John Wick 3. And John Wick 4. Love Keanu Reeves. Jojo Rabbit. Joker. The Jurassic Park collection. I think this only has like 4 of them. Only goes up to the first Jurassic World. I kind of stopped caring after that, honestly. Zack Snyder's Justice League. The Snyder Cut. Justice League Doom. Picked it up at Half Price Books for $3. The Karate Kid. Karate Kid 2. And this double feature, Karate Kid Part 3 and the next Karate Kid. I do not own the Jaden Smith version. Kill Bill and Kill Bill 2. These two look so cool side by side. The Killing, early Stanley Kubrick movie, criminally underrated. The original 1933 King Kong. The Kingsman. Knives Out. Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda 2. La La Land. Last Action Hero. Last Night in Soho. The Lego Movie. Lego Batman movie. Dropping stuff like crazy. Lethal Weapon. Let's Be Cops. Life Aquatic. The Lighthouse. God, look emo. The Lion King, the animated one, of course. Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow. Logan. Looper. Lord of the Rings. Lost in Translation. Sofia Coppola. Mad Max. Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. And Mad Max Fury Road. Quite excited for Furiosa. Man of Steel. Man with No Name trilogy. The original Matrix. And the sequels. I do not have Matrix Resurrections. The first Men in Black. Midnight in Paris. Memento. Really itching for a 4K of that one. Mid-90s. Midsummer. The Mission Impossible collection. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Monty Python and the Life of Brian. Morbius. Let's pretend that I don't have that and that I didn't actually spend my money on that. Okay. Moonrise Kingdom. Miss Doubtfire. Mulholland Drive. The original Mummy from 1933. I think it's 1932. The Mummy movie from the 50s with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. The Brendan Fraser Mummy. My Cousin Vinny. Napoleon Dynamite. Christmas Vacation. Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind. Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare on Elm Street. Night of the Museum. Night of the Museum 2. And Nope. Alright. The Northman. Notorious. Office Space. Old Dogs. Got this for like dirt cheap on whatnot. Haven't actually seen it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Actually prefer this poster by a pretty large margin. Like that it's dual-sided. Oppenheimer, my favorite movie of last year. I know that's a pretty basic opinion, and it did win Best Picture, but that's my opinion. The Outsiders. Paddington. Paddington 2. And Pan's Labyrinth. That's funny. Paths of Glory. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of Black Pearl. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. The original 1968 Planet of the Apes. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And War for the Planet of the Apes. Ponyo. Princess Bride. Princess Mononoke. Predator. The Prestige. Pulp Fiction. Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Great movie. Raging Bull. Requiem for a Dream. Such a dour, depressing movie. I've only watched this once. I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch this again. Maybe I'll pick up the 4K, but I don't know if I'll actually watch it though, because it's just such a drainer of a movie. Risky Business. And Reservoir Dogs in this beautiful 4K slipcover with in the ear. And that's so funny. Get into the messes. Rocky. The Royal Tenenbaums. Rumble in the Bronx. Rush Hour. Harold Lloyd, Safety Last. The original Saw. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. 7. The Scream Trilogy. Scream 4. Don't have the new ones with Jenna Ortega. Santa Claus. Sharknado. I don't know why I have that. Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Shazam. The Shining. Shrek. One of my favorite animated sequels, Shrek 2. Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. I haven't actually seen this. Sin City. Silence of the Lambs. The Social Network. Slacker. Slumdog Millionaire. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The first Sonic movie. I don't have Sonic 2 for some reason. I haven't actually seen it, but I've heard that it's actually pretty good. The South Park movie. Spaceballs. Space Jam. Spartacus. Speed. The first Spider-Man 1? Spider-Man 2, one of my all-time favorites. Bit of a guilty pleasure. Not as good as the first two, but still fun. First Amazing Spider-Man, I actually think this one's kind of underrated. Not so much about... Yeah, TASM 2 kind of sucks. Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Far From Home. And Spider-Man No Way Home. Terrible, terrible, terrible cover art for No Way Home. I still really like this movie. Seeing Tobey and Andrew is never gonna not be a treat. Into the Spider-Verse. Actually, the 4K of that is currently in the mail, so... And the Best Buy Steelbook for Across the Spider-Verse. I miss the days when Best Buy had physical media. These ones go to 11. Spinal Tap. The Star Wars prequels. Solo. Rogue One. I've talked about these ad nauseum. But the despecialized bootlegs of the original trilogy. Force Awakens. Last Jedi. Sucker Punch. The Suicide Squad. Superbad. And the first two Christopher Reeve Superman movies. Superman 2, The Donner Cut, and Superman Returns. I haven't seen Superman Returns since I was like 12, so... The Mario movie. Taken. Tenet. One of my all-time favorites, Taxi Driver. The original 3 90s Turtles movies. Mutant Mayhem. I had a lot of fun with that one, actually. Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. I don't really know why I have this, but Terminator Salvation. The Thing from Another World. John Carpenter's The Thing. The 2011 Thing, prequel movie. The Three Colors trilogy. Time Bandits. First Thor movie. Thor Ragnarok. Tropic Thunder. Also picked this up from Goodwill. Tommy Boy. Top Gun. Top Gun Maverick. Total Recall. My Neighbor Totoro. Toy Story. Toy Story 2. Toy Story 3. Toy Story 4. True Grit, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Love Nicolas Cage. The Uncharted movie with Tom Holland. Wish I had the Criterion, but Uncut Gems. One of these days, I'll pick up that nice 4K Criterion. The Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood. The Untouchables. Up. Was a terrible pun. V for Vendetta. Venom. Walk Hard. Not the original War of the Worlds, but it technically is the original War of the Worlds. I was thinking of like the 30s broadcast with that like scared the crap out of people. But yeah, War of the Worlds. Welcome to Marwyn. Yeah, this is a Zemeckis movie. Western Front, 1918. Powerhouse performance by Brendan Fraser, but kind of a mid-movie, honestly. The Whale. Where the Wild Things Are. One of my first pickups from Whatnot. Whiplash. And last stack. The Wizard of Oz. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Wonder Woman. The World's End. Wolf of Wall Street. X-Men. The X-Men trilogy, the original. X-Men First Class. X-Men Days of Future Past. Zombieland. And Zombieland Double Tap. That's mostly my Blu-ray collection. Got a few bonuses for you, though. This wasn't on my shelf for some reason, but probably my most prized possession. The autographed copy of The Room. Signed by Tommy Wiseau himself. I'll do a video about how I met Tommy Wiseau. It's a pretty interesting story. Received this from a friend. It's the DVD of 28 Days Later. For some reason, there's not like an in-print Blu-ray or a 4K of 28 Days Later. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this latest video, and if you did, make sure to give this video a like. And if you want more content like this, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And shout out to Europa and Johnny the Happy Console Gamer. Thanks for watching.